let's move on to our next topic because this is quite interesting, I believe. So Draymond Green and Dillon Brooks, they were head to head. It was Dillon Brooks calling out Draymond Green for being a bad player. Then Draymond Green responded on his podcast they talk about Dillon Brooks and how he hasn't won anything, and the team dynasty starts after Dillon Brooks, not with Dillon Brooks, going back and forth with one another. And it was very interesting to see just how crazy it turned out to be between these two, because they went up against each other. And it looked pretty ugly. There was at one moment where Dillon Brooks, I think, dunked on Draymond Green, got right in his face, and Draymond Green just didn't. He was shoving his elbow into his nose. It was just a weird situation.
Yeah, well, Draymond Green has a history of this.
He does.
He's a trash talker out there. He gets himself in pickles with other players. He gets himself technical fouls. He gets kicked out of games. He actually,
True.
He may have cost them the championship there against the LeBron and company.
He did.
Right?
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
He came back in Game 7 and tried to be a hero by shooting a lot of threes and missing them. And, he's a loose cannon.
Well,
yeah.
Here is both of them post-game. We have it here.
I never heard of Dillon Brooks before, so I don't know. Is he somebody that's considered like Green, or Green is the guy that really instigated this and just upset Dillon Brooks?
Well, I want you to listen to this. This is both of them post-game.
It's an impressive showing tonight.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. You should give the mic to Draymond. Make him talk about me.
What was that?
Make him keep talking about me so I can play better. I know I'm a better player than him. I can do the same stuff like he does. That's easy. That's just showing up to work. Me, I try to score. I try to figure out plays. I try to call out plays for my team. So just the fact that, he was trying to, pin my teammates against me, that's a low blow. I ain't out there, getting the physical altercations with my teammates.
Draymond, obviously, this, I guess, called a rivalry now, has obviously been heated on both.
It's not called a rivalry.
What's that now?
This is a rivalry?
You want to call it that or no?
I mean, if you want to call it that, but I would disagree. Rivalries are created by you win, I win. And clearly, we won 4 times, and I think their organization has 0 championships. So I can't consider that a rivalry.
You say win, you ain't talking about in March. You're talking about.
I mean, anybody can win in March. Anybody can win in March. What that mean? I have a hard time getting out of my bed in March. What's the game in March mean?
I don't like the end of that.
He's a wise guy.
I don't like the end of that because the Warriors are right now the 3rd worst road team, and the teams that are ahead of them are the 2 worst teams in the NBA. So you need to start winning in March because you cannot play on the road. You need at least the 4 seed. You are currently sitting at the 6 seed. You are 3.5 games behind. Yeah, 3.5 games behind the Suns, who are the 4 seed, who you got blown out by twice this season. So the Warriors need to start winning in March.
What's the 7th seed? How far are they back from the Warriors?
Same exact.
3 games?
No, same exact record.
Same exact record.
They're
so
tied.
They have to be careful they don't drop into the play-in. Right? 7, 8,
it's going to be
9,
bad.
10.
So the Warriors need to actually start winning games in March. And Dillon Brooks said he's a better player than Draymond. That's just flat out incorrect. In this game alone, right? Dillon Brooks did score. He scored 14 points, but on 15 shots. Not great. Draymond scored 16 points on 9 shots. And if Draymond Green is...
How about rebounds?
It was 5 to 4. Draymond Green beat him out. Assists was Draymond 7, Dillon Brooks 6.
Oh, so they were pretty even.
3-pointers, 0-1 for Draymond, 1-7 for Dillon Brooks. I still give that to Draymond. Dillon Brooks did make 1, but he shot 7 of them. Draymond Green only took 1 3, and that was at the very, very beginning of the game. So, Dillon Brooks is not a better player than Draymond Green whatsoever. This season, the only thing Dillon Brooks is better at than Draymond is points per game at 14-something. Draymond Green has, I think, 9-something points per game.
Yeah.
So, Draymond Green is a better player than Dillon Brooks. The Warriors' offense and the team culture, regardless of what people say, before the punch, relied on Draymond Green. He was the heart and soul of that team. When Draymond got suspended in game 5 against the Cavs?
Was it 5 or 6?
I believe it was game 5. because that's when the Cavs. Yeah, it was Game 5 because they were up 3-1. The Cavs came back and won that game. Won the game and won the series, and it's because Draymond Green got suspended. So Draymond Green is the heart and core piece of this Warriors team. And this road record, they're 7-26 on the road. They have one of the best home records, but this road record makes no sense. It makes absolutely to go 7-26 after you just won the NBA title.
I think that Draymond Green might be the soul when he's really on his game. He could be the soul of the Warriors, but I don't think he's the heart of the Warriors. I think Curry is the heart of the Warriors.
He's the face of the Warriors.
I don't know. He got 29 points last night.
I completely agree, but we're talking. I mean, think about it though. Curry was still there in Game 5 against the Cavs. Curry was there. Clay was there. Draymond was the only piece missing. And
Curry had 7 rebounds last night, 4 assists, and 29 points.
It's incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
It is great. Like, Curry is the player on the Warriors.
He's the heart of the Warriors.
Even when KD was there, Curry was the man.
Yeah. He's the heart of the Warriors.
Because Curry, but we're talking about how it functions. Without Draymond Green, we saw it, I believe, last year without Draymond, when Draymond was hurt. The offense looked nowhere similar than it was with.
They don't have the heart on the road. They're 7-26. And the reason they don't have the heart on the road, it stands out in their rebounding.
You think it's rebound?
They only had 25. What did they have? They had 32 rebounds last night. The Grizzlies had 42.
Right.
They had 25 assists. The Grizzlies had 36. Right? They had 17 turnovers. The Grizzlies had 12.
Most of those turnovers came in I was watching the game very closely in the third quarter. The amount of turnovers they had, consecutive possessions, multiple turnovers, it was ridiculous watching that game. And I think think about it. When you're away, you have to be together more. You have to be in sync more. When you're at home, you're sort of, show up to the arena, practice, get to work. But when you're away, you have to spend more time. You're in a team hotel. That punch in the preseason, that punch in the offseason, I think that severely affected the culture there.
Could be.
Because there's no chemistry. And also, I'll say it again, this team is too small.
Well, yeah.
Think about it. They started 4 guards. And Dante DiVincenzo, he was getting great minutes before, and he had a couple good games. 2 points. I believe there's 1 or 2 games ago, he had more rebounds than points scored.
Yeah, Ja Morant didn't even play.
Ja Morant's still away from the team. He's going to be out for another, I think, 3 games still. At least 3 more games. And we're talking about a team who's so good on the at home because it was Oracle Arena. Now I think it's Chase Stadium or Chase Arena. When Curry makes a 3, the crowd goes crazy. When Clay makes a 3, the crowd goes crazy. If Kuminga makes a dunk, the crowd goes crazy. You're not getting that same type of uplifting energy that you would on the road. Now you got the Grizzlies who are booing you to death. It's a whole thing. So I think, the Warriors are screwed. If the Warriors could at least, and think about it, most of their games left are on the road.
How come they don't step up and play good defense?
They're too small.
They're built. No, but they were small last year too, and they beat the Celtics in the finals because they played fantastic defense. They played great defense on the perimeter.
They did.
They played great defense on the perimeter, and when the Celtics tried to go down low, they were able to counter it, even though they were a smaller team. How come they can't do that this year? Nobody's playing any defense in the NBA this year. That's
not
the reason.
Not a lot of teams play defense.
Everybody's given up on defense, right?
That's true.
All the games are in like 115, 120 points. Some of them up in 130 points. Come on.
A few up in the 140s.
It used to be not that many years ago.
It was the race to 100.
Breaking 100 would be.
It's the race to 100 to win.
Yeah.
Now it's more like race to 125 to win.
I know. And it was laid out for you in the All-Star game there. 184 points.
There's some that got to 190 in the previous All-Star games, too. We're talking about that could break 200.
I think they need to stop playing more defense.
The Warriors don't have the bench.
It looks like just a shoot-around out there.
The Warriors have no bench. They got JaMychal Green, who's okay, but not great. You got Patrick Baldwin Jr., who made one
three.
Don't
they have Gary Payton Jr.?
He's going to be out for another month and a half.
No.
He was their defensive piece last year. You got Ty Jerome, who isn't anything special, put up 11 points. Like they don't have a great team. You got Andre Iguodala putting up 18 minutes. Iguodala is supposed to be like the Udonis Haslem where he just sits on the bench and mentors everybody. He barely plays anymore. Now he's putting up 18 minutes. Like the Warriors team has no bench. They don't have much depth. You're starting 4.
Isn't Jordan Poole? He's not a starter, right? He comes off the bench.
It depends on the lineup. Jordan Poole has a lot of talent to him. It's just he's so inconsistent. That's the problem. He's supposed to be the next Curry and Clay.
22 points left.
He's supposed to be the next Splash Brother. And he's inconsistent. He had a pretty good game. 5 of 10 shooting from the field, 2 of 5
The fact that he got cold cocked by Draymond Green in the preseason might have had something to do with
it. Affecting the road culture.
Yeah.
I think it's bad. And I think the Warriors playoffs, they're lucky if they make the play-in now because they have so many games on the road left.
Yeah.
It's going to be ridiculous. I think they're going for like the worst road record in NBA history.
Steve Kerr could do something about that. He's a really good coach.
There's not many answers to it, and now you're past the trade deadline. You got rid of James Wiseman, who's the 2nd overall pick, I think, 2 years ago. Kuminga got hurt in pre-game warm-ups in this game. I think he tweaked his ankle, so he didn't have that youth athleticism. The Warriors, they're not looking good. Now you lose to a team that you were trying to clown. It's bad. It's very, very bad.
Yeah, well, Wiggins didn't play last night.
Wiggins is still dealing with an injury.
Yeah. They need him back for sure.
They need to get to the 4 seed, so at least if they make it to a game 7, it's at home. That's their only hope. You could lose every road game. If you're the 4 seed in that first round, you could win a game. You can win a 7-game series if you just win at home. So there's your answer. Get the highest seed possible, even though most of your games are on the road.
Yeah. How far behind are they of the 4 seed?
3.5.
3.5
behind
games,
Phoenix, who they can't beat. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.